What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 3 of our Pokemon Z walkthrough. In the previous episode, we had a crazy one. We had a mission from the sheriffs to go catch a thief in the cave. We also got a mission to go and find a missing Furfrou, where we met the villains of the game, Team Azoth. That mission had an absolutely tragic ending. We also took on the very first regent. We found out there are 12 regents in this game, which are kind of like gym leaders. So we took on Canola and earned our very first gym badge. So a lot happened in the last episode. Do go back and give it a watch if you missed it. In today's video, we are going to tie up a few loose ends before continuing on our adventure. We flew back to Acrylic Town where we found the missing Furfrou, and this town is completely abandoned. There's just one nurse working in the abandoned Pokemon Center. She hasn't given up on the town, but everyone else has left already, so it's pretty creepy. But we are finding a lot of cool items in some of these abandoned houses. So the plan is just to explore some of Acrylic Town and see if there's anything else for us to do here. And I believe there's a little beach for us to go and explore too. But after that, we're going to fly back to the previous town and go and pick up the last few items in the cave, in the lower floor of the cave. We weren't able to smash the rocks to get the last couple items, so I do want to quickly go back and collect those. And then once we have done that, we will proceed on and head over to the new route. I'm super excited. I'm hoping we can reach the next town in today's video. And you can find some interesting Pokemon here around the town, so I do recommend that you try and catch a couple. And we can also make homemade Great Balls, which actually have a 50% higher chance of catching Pokemon than regular Great Balls. So I recommend you do craft some of your own items. It's definitely worthwhile doing so. We have made our way down to the beach and we found a Dark Lugia statue. I believe we might be able to catch Dark Lugia in this game, but that will be at a much later stage. Dark Lugia is such an epic Pokemon. I really like Dark Lugia and Armored Mewtwo. I think there's a shadow form of Mewtwo as well, so I'm not sure if that's in the game. We'll have to see. It looks like there is something happening on the hill here, but we do need to have rock climb in order to reach that new section. So I think that's all that we can do in Acrylic Town. We've explored it and now we are heading over to the Grizel Caves. We're going to go back downstairs and pick up the last couple items. If we don't come and do it now, we'll probably forget. So let's come and pick up the last couple things and then it's done and we can proceed forward. There was also a little side quest that we had to do in one of the houses, but we might have to come back for the side quests. I think there is a way to check all the side quests that are still open to you. So we'll proceed on in the game. At the moment, I just want to try and get more gym badges. But if we do reach a point where we need to come back and complete one of the side quests in order to proceed with the story, then we will do that. So we might dedicate an entire episode to the side quests where we get 4 or 5 of the side quests done in one shot. But I think that's it. We've picked up all the items in the lower floor of the cave, and now we can make our way back to town and head over to the new route. I'm excited to see where it's going to take us. So we're going to head up north and then east. Before the route was blocked, but now that we've defeated Canola, we can enter Route 4. And here are some of the Pokemon you can find. So some really interesting ones. You can find Riolu and Shinx here. And we found a person that is willing to make a trade for a random Pokemon. We wanted to trade our Rattata, but it was holding an item, so I cancelled it and removed the item. But if you cancel it, they will no longer want to trade with you. So you have to prepare your Pokemon beforehand. That's just a tip. If you are wanting to trade any of your Pokemon for a random Pokemon, remove your items off them before chatting to that tradesman. I was super excited to try and trade our Rattata and see what we'd get in return, but unfortunately we'll have to wait until we find him again. But we did just find a Shinx in the wild, so I do want to try and catch it. It is a really cool electric type Pokemon. We throw out a Pokeball and we have caught it, so we might even add it to our team. I'm not sure, I haven't fully decided. And it would be cool to try and catch a Riolu here, so if you are a big Lucario fan, that's where you need to spend a bit of time. But now we have just entered the Slope Forest, which looks really cool. It looks like there's a lot of greenery and trees here and a lot of wild Pokemon about. So we're going to try and explore the entire Slope Forest. It looks like there are a couple trainers to battle along the way and some awesome Pokemon to try and catch and loads of items for us to pick up. In this game, there are over 1,000 Pokemon, so pretty much every Pokemon is in this game, and they've also included new regional variants, which I'm super excited to see. We just came to pick up an item, and it turns out it's a Morlo. It wasn't an item, so we have to battle it. So you have to be careful in this forest. Not every Pokeball is an item. It might be a wild Pokemon. But I do want to try and use all the new regional variants in our team. It will be cool to look at their new designs. So I am on the lookout. If we do find any of the new Pokemon that have the new regional variants, we'll try and add them to our team, also so that you guys can check them out. But now we have just found another alpha nest with a really strong Pokemon. So we've decided to take it on, and it is a Beedrill. And I don't think you can catch these Pokemon, unfortunately. I did try and weaken it and throw out a Pokeball, but it doesn't allow you to catch it. And once you defeat them, the Pokemon fly away. But they do leave you some awesome items, and they leave you a plate. I think there are 18 plates in total, one for every Pokemon type. And normally the plates have something to do with the legendary Pokemon Arceus. If you collect all 18 of the plates, you can encounter Arceus in the post-game. So you do want to try and take on all those alpha nests when you find them. I believe that is our second alpha nest. We also took one on in the previous episode. And now we've just reached the second part of Route 4. We have found a little skitty here which offers to heal up your team, so that was very much needed. We come and pick up a TM Flame Charge and try and take on a few trainers. There are some items and more trainers to battle along the way. And our Fennekin is evolving. It's just evolved into Braixen, and it is a new regional variant. As you can see, it is a fire and electric type, which is different from the normal Braixen. All the Kalos starters have new regional variants in this game. So if you did go with one of the Kalos starters, you are in for a treat. After that short little route, we continue back into Slope Forest, and it seems that this part of the forest is filled by Team AZOTH members. So hopefully we can battle and defeat all of them, and I'm hoping we can meet one of their leaders soon to see who's in charge of Team AZOTH. We find one of their book diaries here, so we do read it and get a bit more information on Team AZOTH. We defeat more of their members and continue on deeper into the forest. We make our way through a little tree log, and it seems we have found one of their leaders. So here we have found 2 Team AZOTH members and one of their leaders, and they are trying to do some experiments on the Morlo here. It looks like they're hitting them in order to activate some kind of reaction from them. And we've just met Nubila, who seems to be one of their leaders. I'm not sure if we're going to actually get to battle Nubila or just the Team AZOTH grunts. But I am really happy that Chrisanto has also caught up with us. So it looks like we are going to battle them, and the first person we are battling is Nubila. So the first Pokemon he sent out was a Weeping Bell. But as you can see, our newly evolved Braixen just one-shotted it with its type advantage. And now Nubila has sent out Duosion, which is a new regional variant. It's a psychic and poison type, and our Braixen is having a bit of trouble against it. Nubila also used a potion, but it wasn't enough. We still knocked it out, and our Braixen has just learned a brand new attack. And the final Pokemon Nubila sends out is Bronzor. We hit it with a super effective fire attack, but unfortunately our Braixen got knocked out. We've sent out Slowpoke to hopefully finish things off. And yes, we hit Bronzor with a water gun and knock it out. So at least we have defeated Nubila and these Team Azoth grunts. After that, they decide to leave the forest and run off. So I'm sure we'll be bumping into them again later down the line. But Chrisanto tells us he's heading over to the next town, and if we find him there, we can have another battle against him. So that's pretty exciting. If our Fennekin has evolved into Braixen, I'm guessing his starter Pokemon has also evolved. So it will be cool to see his new regional variants. We pick up the last few items and head out the forest, and we have arrived in Collage Town. So we're going to heal up our team first because our Pokemon are not in good shape, and then we're going to chat to all the locals and see if we can find Chrisanto for that battle. We'll also explore some of College Town and see if we can find Team Azoth here at all. There are a whole bunch of lumberjacks cutting down trees and chopping wood, so it looks like this whole town is based around wood and lumber. I don't believe there is a regent to battle here in College Town. It is quite a small little town, but we will come and chat to all the locals and see what we can pick up. We will try and head over to the next town in the next video, so I'm hoping there will be a regent for us to face. I really want to try and get the second gym badge, but we are getting some awesome items and TMs from the people here. There is a house that we tried to enter, and there's an old man outside, and he's pretty rude and scary. We are not allowed in, but we find Chrisanto, and we agree to take him on for a rematch. He does have 3 Pokemon in his team now, so the first Pokemon he sends out is Jigglypuff. He uses a potion to try and keep it in battle, but our Braixen knocks it out pretty easily. And wow, Chrisanto's starter Pokemon has evolved into Aquilodin, which looks really cool. It knocks out our Braixen, and we send out Slowpoke, and it knocks out our Slowpoke too. So we're in a bit of trouble. We send out the big boy Ghastly to try and finish it off. Luckily, we knock out Aquilodin, and Chrisanto's final Pokemon is a level 19 Roltz. So Roltz knocks out our Ghastly, but we send out our unique Pikachu, and we finish it off. We have knocked out Chrisanto. That was a fun battle. It was cool to see what Pokemon he has in his team now. But right after the battle, we find Team Azoth here, and they're making an announcement to all the townspeople. It looks like they've been doing more experiments, and they've come up with some kind of potion that will bring youth back to older people. So there's an old woman with a lot of pain, and they give her the potion, and she starts running and jumping around like she's young again. So I don't know what that's about. It seems pretty suspicious. We'll have to investigate more. Team Azoth can't be up to anything good. That's all it's gonna be. Thanks for watching.